Hello everybody, welcome back to another Phoenix Wright video. Rachel here. This should be the end of episode 2, I think. I guess we'll find out. Of the second game, I mean. June 22nd, 9:51 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby 3. Yeah? Yeah, why? Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Hey, Pearls? Do you think you could do me a favor? Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? That kid. Whew, my goodness. This way, Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. The defense is ready, Your Honor. It's true what they say, women are scary when they fight. Yeah, well, being a woman myself, you're not wrong, Phoenix. What? Poor Mia, she really seems torn by this. What in the world could have... Oh my god. Francesca, you are such a pain in the ass. I don't remember being asked to call the police. Why have you hidden this until now? Why is she making a point to say, never mind. Well, I'm gonna do my best, because that's what I do. Was it really necessary to have 2 people do something as simple as call the police? If there's a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. I want to hear the end of that sentence. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of the room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head, and this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this? But why would you lie about something like that? Objection! Covering for Maya? So you were covering for the defendant? Oh, why does it feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? But you are physically larger and stronger. There's no way she could have escaped so easily. But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Is that because you were unconscious? Great, well that would. So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. If that's true, then how could you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? What do you mean by that? I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. She went to speak with someone? Any minute. Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine for my sake. I agree with Phoenix. That judge needs to have a spine. God, I hate people that... I don't mind people saying like maybe once, but almost every 2 seconds? No thanks. No, not the end. This testimony was all made up? Was it hidden a huge lie? Mia? What do you mean? Your Honor, we believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth. God, you're annoying, Von Karma. You really are. But you're gonna lose. If this final Phoenix, you're gonna lose. You were happy in a sad way? But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a loved one alive again? Should I drop this line of questioning? No. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? Ow! You know the phrase objection? You could try using that once in a while. It's very important, though I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. That was a very well spun line, Miss Hinny. It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Miss Minnie, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. Miss Minnie, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. He's got a point. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. Ugh, the judge still looks a little shaken up. In fact, a lot of help he's gonna be. Yeah, blood doesn't blend in that much. Yeah, it's quite obvious I'm not satisfied. And what was your sister, Miss Mimi, like at that time? Did Mimi's spirit really say that? Was your sister calm by that time? She says with a whip at the ready. May I ask you one more thing, Miss Minnie? Was there anything you found strange, unusual, just out of place? You're talking about when you went to the channeling chamber. She answered rather fast. Now what? Think harder, I know you can remember something. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to the court. I ask because it's very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Objection! I finally found the fault in your case, or I guess in your case, the crack in your lie. Take a look at this urn. There are cracks. Do you see them? Objection! It looks like you still don't understand. I propose if you had really been walking along the winding way at that time, there was no way you could not have seen this person. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. It just so happens at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden, and she just happened to break this urn. Yep, she accidentally knocked it over with her ball. And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. Miss Minnie, Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. I think I've sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Minnie. You're a masterful liar. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Minnie, tell the truth. About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in this side room? No way. Your lies end here. The witness says that during the actual murder she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible because there's clearly a contradiction. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Minnie, you made a following statement. It's true that at the time both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. It's very simple. Miss Miney, how did you know that fact? I can see that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who is asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Miney, you did, in fact, go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor, which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Miney, answer the question. Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah, the only person who could have done it was Innie Minnie, so now it's the time to prove it. Here, of course. That's right, Miss Miney was at the scene of the crime. Simple, Miss Innie Minnie was hiding at the scene of the crime. Here, of course. Guess I should help it along. What the witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Miss Miney, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Sorry, but your theory's already been disproved. Lana disproved you when she was hiding from me in it.
Objection!
And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Take a look at the clothing box. A hole in about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, this clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Miney, you were hiding behind the folding screen waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. That's exactly what I'm saying. Miss Innie Minnie, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. She had it planned from the beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. It really is impossible. For one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ow! Hold on, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? Miss Miney, you had an accomplice. If it wasn't someone from Karain Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have had that box to use. What do you have to say to that, Miss Miney? You shot Dr. Ray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes shut. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. Yes. Dr. Gray wasn't actually dead yet. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker, and that's why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray, and... yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear, which is why upon hearing the shots we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Miney, she immediately covered her own costume with blood, and pretended to be Maya Fey. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fey chased us out. This is the real truth behind the murder. What is it this time? What in the world? And that is... well, that's... a motive? That's... I can't say she has no motive. I have to think of a motive now. What's her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Where's the second clipping? Desperate. Now even she's calling me by name. Yes. Because through that accident you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. She's back to her airheaded persona. However, you see... ah! No, I didn't. Not yet. What happened? I thought I had her. Mia. Mia. Really? Can I? Can I really do this? I'm not totally confident, but I know I must press on. Oh, no matter what. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Mighty had a motive. We're not done with you yet, bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm afraid so, Maya. There's no way Annie could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your Aunt Morgan. Ah, Miss Von Karma. Are you done yet? You've caused me enough pain and suffering. But even if you did, it wouldn't bring your father back. Yeah, it'll be me. Obviously. June 22nd, 12:10 p.m. District Court, Court 2. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I believe I can. Annie, Minnie, and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection, and that's the car accident a year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Miss Miney, please testify to this court about your car accident last year. It was all the talk on the tabloid shows day after day last year. Yeah, which means I'll have to work it from another angle. She was totally tired. You mean exhausted? It's no wonder then that the car accident happened, huh? So then why didn't you ask to switch places? I meant switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, you should have switched with her.
Objection!
Miss Minnie, that was a lame lie just now. I know you had a license back then. This is a photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license. No, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Hadier, the guy pretending to be him, said so. Yes, that perverted fake doctor. And how did you know he was out? What, November? What the heck? Ugh. Ow! Ow! No, my God, Mia, really? Ow! I'm not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but... It was a new car? I guess her love of cars would be the obvious next topic. I really don't know anything about it, but I had a feeling this was bound to come up. Your Honor, please have the witness append what she just said to her testimony. Yes. That's not my point, though, to be honest. I don't know what the point is.
Objection!
Miss Miney, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You had said this in it, but I opened the right door and light got out. It's correct, isn't it? Your Honor, which side is the passenger's one? Is it on the left or the right? That would be if it were an American car, but it would be the opposite in a British car. The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger side would have been on the left. Miss Miney, you said that you had escaped using the right side door of the car. But if you were sitting there, then that means you were in the driver's seat. That's what Innie said, yes, but that's where her story falls apart. Somewhere in all of us have made a big error in assumption. If we connect all the dots, there's only one answer. I'd like to ask the court question. A question. Innie or Mimi, who's really driving that night? The answer is the one person who had her driver's license, Mimi Miney. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive. Which leads us to the next question. Who's the person standing at the witness stand right now? I'll tell you what her name really is. The witness's real name? Mimi Minnie, that's your real name. This witness had severe facial burns when she was admitted to the hospital. So for the purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeons used a picture. This is the picture she gave to her doctors at the time. That's right, it's a picture of her younger sister. That's what everyone thought. However, that was not the case. Yeah, I kind of was suspicious because of the whole burns thing. That was the body of the real Innie Minnie. Isn't that right, Miss Mimi Minnie? That car accident 1 year ago, the one who died that night was Innie Minnie. Her sister, Mimi, stole her face and was reborn as Innie. With this, she effectively erased Mimi Minnie from existence. Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of the nurse that died in the crash, Mimi Minnie. However, that would not have been possible, because Mimi Minnie was still, in fact, alive. And that fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So this witness had to stop that from happening, at all costs. Yes, before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness about communicating with the dead. And that, in that moment, his fate was sealed. I think I understand why. Mimi Minnie wanted her old self to disappear because of... Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. A nurse by the name of Mimi Minnie. That's right, the person standing before us today. And a few weeks after this mishap, Mimi Minnie had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister. 14 patients dying in that incident and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. She lost everything in the flames of that accident. Her sister, and even her own face. This was her last chance. Her chance to throw away the past and start a new life as her sister. Mumbo jumbo. The innocence of the defendant, Maya Fey. I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Miss Von Karma. How about you? It's going to be broadcast all over the world, right? Your defeat, that is? Ow! 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 Okay, you can quit. Anytime. Thanks. She should get in trouble for that. June 22nd, 3:13 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby 3. Ah. There is still one thing I don't quite get. What would have happened if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. She had it planned to the smallest detail, huh? Congrats, Maya. Well, you know. Maya, it's over. Why don't we just let it be? The reason Morgan helped Mimi with her plan. 4 years from now, a new master will be born into the Grain Village, and that person will be you, Maya. But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear, and what would happen then? No, Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would have been Pearls. Everything was done for her sake. It was also Pearls could be the next master. Did Maya just say something just now? I think she was saying I thought so. That means she kind of knew. Date and time unknown. Detention center. Solitary confinement. Cell number 13. There we go. Episode 2 complete. That was a bit of a long one. Yeah, it looks like I'll be splitting these. These are getting kind of long. I'll have to be splitting these up, it looks like. Oh, boy. Anyway, episode 2 complete. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time with whatever. Bye.